everybody, Diana with Diana Simplifies here. This is going to be part 2. Last week I did this cabinet. If you missed it, I was going to try to do it all at once. When I get talking, it takes 15 minutes instead of 5. So anyway, I'm going to clean out this cabinet. What I'm trying to do is get all this done before the holidays starts because of baking and cooking, which I cook anyway, but you know what I mean. Just the general baking and cooking season that we're coming into. If you hear the howling out there, Jasper has caught something. Somehow he's gotten enough. He's a very fat cat, if you don't know. He's gotten enough energy up to hunt. So he's out there doing something. So we're just going to pretend like we don't hear that. Okay, so these are the pots and pans that I use all the time. And I am, there's a piece of hair on me. I'm the poster child for not needing a huge set of pots and pans. I've been married all this time, like 30 years. I've never had a big set of pots and pans. What I do have is a little bit of Revereware. So I have this little pot that I use quite a bit. I have this Tupperware that my mom gave me from a long time ago that obviously this stuff never wears out. Thankfully it never broke because I had another one of those collapsible ones that's bigger and I never really used it and I gave it away. And that's actually one thing I probably should have kept, but I actually never used it. I hardly ever used it. So anyway, I did get rid of it. And then I've got just this cheap thing that's one of the non-stick ones. I think I just got it at Walmart and it does have a top to it. So basically it just, oh, and then the little saucepan I just showed you, it also has a top. So basically all of this sits right here where I can access it very quickly. Again, I'm sitting on a blanket, so I'm going to be putting my stuff on the blanket so it will stay relatively clean. I do just have a hand mixer. I think I figured out these are the ones that go in. Yes, that goes in. I have another set of the beaters back there. I'm not sure. That must be from a different mixer. So now that I know for sure, I used this recently. I know for sure this is the one that goes together. So I need to just... that top goes with this. But anyway, I need to get rid of these beaters. So I'm going to put these beaters up here for, this hair is driving me crazy. Okay. All right. There's a piece of hair hanging on me. Okay. And then we have friends that give us honey. And so I just have they have their own bees. I have just an empty jar in case I need, let's see, that doesn't go with that. I think it goes with this. Yeah, there's the top that goes with it in case I need that for some reason. And then I've got my glass mixing bowls that I use quite a bit. So this one, and then I've got the set of 3. These are the same size, but then these have a little pattern on them. It's a set of 3. And I use the larger ones most of the time. So basically what I do instead of, I shouldn't say almost never. I don't use these 2 as much just because they're smaller. And a lot of times when you're mixing, you need something larger. So what I do is I put the larger ones on top like this because I'm always needing the larger ones. I need to be able to access them faster because typically those are the ones I need. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. What did I do with my cleaner? And I apologize, my video before of this cabinet, my back I was like in the way. My hair is taking up so much space. I haven't had a haircut in, I think it's been about a year. So I really do need to go get a haircut and quit fooling around with that. But, hang on. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this out. Hopefully you can see my head is not in the way. I get really bad about not paying attention to if my head and my back are completely in the way of the camera. So I do apologize for the last video. You see how dirty that is? Yuck! Lots of dust. Let's just do that one more time. Okay, so yes, even a long-time cleaning lady has some dirt in her cabinets. You know, there's another cat howling. Yes, Mila, what is it? Okay, so I do just keep some glass jars. It's not even that I necessarily use these very often, but I do see where I marked on here unsweet tea, and I think I made up some unsweet tea for my sister because she doesn't use sugar in her tea. Okay, so this has been working for me to just go ahead and leave this back here. So again, I'm just gonna put the 2 larger ones on top because I do pull from those more frequently. And then, I usually just balance this way where I just, and the top, actually both of these tops, because I don't use the tops as often as I use the pots. I just put those at the back, and then I always just have these, you know, sort of nestled in here that way. Okay, so Mila's gonna scream at us no matter where I am. Okay, so this is my crock pot. It is quite old. It was Spencer's grandmother's, and of course she has passed on. So it's probably, looks like it's about from the 50s, maybe the 60s. I can't tell, but old. And it works great. So I've never actually personally bought a crock pot. That's the one that I've always used. So I'm gonna put this mixer back in here. And I actually don't use, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, because I don't use a mixer hardly ever. That's why I don't have a big stand mixer, because I almost never use a mixer. So I'm gonna put the tops here. I'm just gonna put the mixer at the back, because it typically lives at the very back. Just pull it back out. That's the top. Honestly, I don't know why I pushed it in. I hardly ever pull these things out. Okay, and then I have a couple other small empty jars, and this one, the top is right here. So again, this is sort of where my empty jars live. I could probably, then I have another big honey one. I'm not even sure I have the top for that anymore. Oh, and this actually goes on, this actually hooks into the mixer, and then you put the beaters in there, and I pretty much don't use it, but I'm not gonna get rid of it since it's all set. I'll just leave it back there. And then I have some little empty, these bottles with droppers, because I do actually reuse these for a medication that I use. So, and I know my head is in the way right now, but I can't see what I'm doing. My head's not in the way, so. I had bought Spencer, I'm gonna actually wipe this off too. I had bought Spencer a waffle iron. We haven't used it lately, but I just need to mix some stuff up and make it for him. It's, anyway, it's just been sitting back here getting dusty. But I kind of forget about it because it's sitting here at the back. But anyway, I am going to put it back there. Okay, so I use my crock pot every week, so that's why the crock pot's front and center. And then in one of my other cabinets you've probably seen, my instant pot is front and center. That is so noisy. Now, I do want to just keep these glass jars right here just where I know they are. Oh, I know one thing I was going to say. I believe I'm going to give this away because, like I said, I've only used it a couple times. I don't really care for it, and I don't like it sitting out. So after I went back and watched part 1, I decided I'm not going to hold on to that. I'm giving stuff away at Christmas. I'm giving a lot of my, or not a lot, but I'm going to be giving away some of my stockpile because I found cheaper ways. Like, for instance, I have name brand cleaners, but I like this cleaner just fine. This is $1 at Dollar General. I think I forgot to mention it. It's a totally awesome multi-surface. It works on almost every single surface. I think maybe it doesn't mention fiberglass, but it mentions just about everything else. This is only $1 at Dollar General, and it is made in the USA, which I like. So it works fine for me. I don't necessarily use it when I'm cleaning a house, but I use it for my own house. A lot of times people, they have their own stuff, or I usually use Lysol spray disinfectants, like these kind of spray cleaners, but it's a Lysol brand. I usually use Lysol for their houses, but for my house, I'm not that particular about it. Okay, so that was just another one of those plates that goes with that. So anyway, these glass jars, I'm just gonna put these back in here because, like I said, I do use these, like, because I know that says unsweet tea. I did use that when people were coming over to have extra tea around if I was having my family over, and I may have to have them, or I say I may have to. My mom is not able to host us anymore, so I don't know if my sister will have them. We haven't talked about it yet. So, but if they come over here, I'm gonna need containers for all this stuff. I have a place to put these. That's what I don't have. because as I mentioned before, we pull from these if you missed that video, I use one for salads and one for Spencer's grapes. Spencer he eats grapes every day of his life, pretty much. He's very regimented. He eats apples every day and he eats white grapes every day. So this is what I put that in. So anyway, I'm just gonna put that right there because he knows exactly where it is if he needs to pull that out. Okay, and I said I was putting it over here, but it made no sense because he knows it's here. So I think I ended up putting it in the wrong place or something. Okay, so my crock pot is just gonna go back here. I did just clean that out. Okay. All right, and then I can just put these pot tops right here where I can see them. So yeah, so it's not totally cramped or crowded or anything like that. It's not bad. This is a little bit crowded right here, but it's fine. It's very easy to just pull just like this. We don't usually pull these out. They're made for that, but we don't pull them out. Okay, and then while I'm sitting here, I'm gonna do like I did that one. I'm gonna go ahead and, are you sitting on my paper towels? No, you're not. I'm blaming him for everything. Okay, sorry, Ranger. Okay, he's been laying on those. I'm gonna get me some new paper towels. If I can get up. And then, so I'm gonna get rid of these because I don't believe I have the mixer that goes with anymore. All right, sunshine. Okay, so let me just wipe this down and we'll be finished. And I mentioned I've got to paint. This thing was peeling and I just peeled it right off. So yes, I need to paint this pretty soon. Really, I probably should have been painting it this summer when it was so hot. I like to do projects like that when it's either really hot or really cold. And I can just put a movie, this stuff makes me cough. Put a movie on Amazon or something and watch. Or I got a TV up there. I can watch it on my iPad or just watch something on television. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to get the general dirt off of it. All right. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here every week so faithfully. If you have any questions about anything, always ask me in the comments. I'll always answer questions or I'll always respond to comments. So thanks so much for being here. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Talk to you next time.